If you've been quarantined for months and working from home, but you're putting on a few extra pounds, watch this video. I'm gonna share 11 ways to avoid gaining extra weight while working from home. Hey guys, it's Mona, and like I said, today's video is about how to stay healthy during quarantine or while you're working from home. So I like to call this our new normal because even when quarantine is over for a lot of states and cities have opened back up, but a lot of companies are still closed and having you work from home. And I think what's kind of cool, but also, interesting and new is that a lot of businesses, and I'm sure a lot of your bosses are realizing that you can be really productive while working from home. So this might be a little bit of our new normal, at least for the time, coming. So I want to share some tips on how to not overeat at home because it can be really easy when you're in your home cozy environment. The kitchen is right next to you. And I've definitely been getting a lot of people reach out on Instagram and on TikTok asking me tips on this. So I put together 11 tips on how to avoid gaining weight and just stay at your healthy, happy weight, whatever that is for you, because remember, it's definitely different for everybody. But let's get into the tips now. The first thing, which is just, such an important rule for whether it's quarantine or not, is out of sight, out of mind. So if you have a full kitchen stocked with like a million snacks and junk food, if I had these things in my kitchen, it'd be really hard for me not to eat them too. So I always use this example. If I had French fries in front of me, there's no way I wouldn't eat them. Like as soon as I smell them, it's over. So out of sight, out of mind is really important. I think the first few weeks during quarantine, we were all a little bit scared and kind of overbuying because we didn't know if grocery stores were going to be shut down. And so we all had a lot of snack food. But now that we know we have food accessible to us and it's not so much of like a panic situation, I really, really recommend getting rid of unhealthy food in your kitchen. If you feel bad throwing it out because it's wasteful, you can donate it. There are tons of people who need food and are hungry. There's homeless shelters that you can donate it to. Literally look it up in your city. There's a lot of things you could do with it, but keeping it in your kitchen is just going to make it more tempting for you. So replace it with healthier snacks. I've got a lot of YouTube videos on Eat This, Not That with amazing replacements. I don't want to get into it in this video because it's a lot, but I will definitely link it below. My next tip is to watch what you're drinking. So drink more water and avoid sugary, artificial sugar drinks. So that's kind of a tongue twister right there, but what I mean by that is drinks that have too much sugar, but also drinks that have artificial sugar. So those are the sneaky ones that will say sugar-free. A lot of the energy drinks have them. Those artificial sugars have kind of been known to throw off our hunger hormones and make us feel a false sense of hunger. If you have too much sugar during the day, of course, that can make you gain weight. That's obvious. Drinks are a very easy way to get calories in without actually making yourself feel full. So at least when you eat a meal, you feel full. Sometimes you can have a drink that has so many sugar and calories that it doesn't do anything for you, then you still have a regular meal. So really watch what you're drinking. Also, dehydration in itself can lead to false feelings of hunger. So if you're not drinking enough water, you just need water. Your body needs it to really function properly. So really watch what you're drinking. We've got 3 things. Avoid sugary drinks, avoid drinks with artificial sugar, and drink more water. The next tip is intermittent fasting. So I've done a few different videos on intermittent fasting and explained it. I will also link those below here. I feel like I'm going to have a whole library of linked videos to refer to. But intermittent fasting, number one, it's very, very easy to lose weight on it because when you're eating in a window of time and you're not just eating late at night or, anytime throughout the day, it already kind of stops you and puts you a little bit more on a schedule because there is no late night eating or there is no early morning, mid-morning eating. And in general, it's great for your digestion. One thing that I noticed with it was I felt a lot less bloated and I just felt like my mind wasn't constantly thinking about food. Sometimes there's just been days when I used to either work at the pharmacy or I was doing a lot of busy work. I was constantly distracted by what am I going to eat next? What am I going to have for a snack? What am I going to have for lunch? So intermittent fasting kind of takes that out and just really has you eat in a concise period. And because you're only eating there, most people end up eating a little bit healthier because they're just not consuming as many mindless snacks throughout the day. So if you want more info on intermittent fasting, I'll also link that below. Next is to get the best snacks for mindless eating. So there are times when you just kind of want to snack, like maybe you have to listen to an hour-long conference call on mute and you're kind of bored. I mean, that happens. Or, maybe you're watching a show and you really like to munch when you watch this certain show. Everyone has their own like chill times that you just want to do what you want to do. So there's a lot of really great snacks that are healthy, high in nutrients, and low in calories. So for example, seaweed snacks are amazing. I personally love Persian cucumbers. They're, anyone who doesn't know, they're really small. They're seedless. I don't even peel them. I just rinse them and eat them like that. I mean, sometimes they've even eaten like 3 or 4, and you can eat as many Persian cucumbers as you want. They're amazing for you, super low in calorie. Frozen fruit is a really great one. I love taking fresh grapes and freezing them and then just eating them one by one because you have to eat them slowly. You obviously can't bite into like a frozen grape. So literally just that process of actually slowing down can really help. So kind of thinking outside the box and having like, these are like my healthy, mindless snacks. So the next one is to actually calendar in your meals. So just like you would take a lunch break at work, pretend like you're actually at work at home. I know this might seem rigid, but it's really not. When you're at work, you have breakfast before you leave the house, you go to work, you maybe have one snack, then you have lunch, then you come home and have dinner. Being on that kind of consistent routine is actually better for your body in so many ways. It helps your hormones get regulated. It helps your sleep cycle. It just kind of helps your body feel a little bit more balanced and regular. So if you can literally put these into your calendar, because just because we're working from home doesn't mean we shouldn't take a lunch break. I think that's another thing is, it's almost like you're working from home, so you should just be able to eat and work at the same time, but you should still have those breaks. Put it in your calendar, like 12 to 12:45, that's my lunch break, and kind of having these in your schedule so you can see it will help you just not mindless snack, throughout any other meetings or things you have during the day. That kind of brings me into my next tip, which is to actually stop and eat when you have lunch or when you have a snack, when you have dinner. Don't eat in front of the TV. Don't eat, while you're working or while you're on calls. If you do that, you're so focused on the work that you're doing that you're not really focusing on your meal. And this ends up you don't even feel full. You don't feel satiated. You don't enjoy the food. A big part of actual digestion is like smelling the food, seeing it, like your body starts to release digestive enzymes during that process. So you're even helping yourself not digest it. Take a break, sit down, eat your food, enjoy it. Like food is meant to be enjoyed. And then, go back to your work and have your regular schedule. Just taking a quick coffee break. By the way, I do not use plastic straws. I just got Postmates on coffee because I'm visiting LA for a week. So I know I might get some comments on this. In my apartment, I've got lots of reusable straws. So just so we make that clear. The next tip is to pre-make all of your meals and snacks, basically to food prep. So hear me out on this. It doesn't mean that you have to spend hours food prepping and, making these huge meals, but sometimes like pretend that you're actually going to work and pack your lunch and pack your snacks. I know when I used to work at the pharmacy, I would pack like, whether it was like crackers, sometimes I was one to just like throw an avocado in there and eat them with crackers, but that was still me packing a snack and I knew I had that. I would do like a vegan yogurt, maybe some nuts, a little bit of fruit. But if you see that you have everything ready, you kind of see, okay, this is my food for the day. And again, this can be any amount, whether this is 2,800 calories or 1,800 calories, you do you. But when you see this is the amount of food you have and you go to like grab a snack, let's say you eat breakfast at 8 and then it's 10 o'clock and you're like, I kind of feel like eating because you just feel like snacking because the kitchen is right there. You're going to see, okay, well, if I eat my lunch, I'm not going to have anything else until dinner. And just kind of knowing that will help you not overeat in the moment and just kind of plan out your day a little bit more. It sounds weird, but this one does actually really work. The next one is a pretty simple trick, which is literally don't work near the kitchen. So if the kitchen is right next to you, it's so easy to just like pop in and grab something. And I know a lot of times food's almost like a little bit of a treat, especially if like you don't want to sit through something or you're not enjoying the day. So literally try to set up, your little workspace in the living room, maybe even in your bedroom, just somewhere away from the kitchen. I'm telling you, just these little things help a lot. There's so many times where like I'm in the bedroom and I'm literally too lazy to walk into the kitchen, which I don't want to admit, but I'm keeping it real. And that will stop you. But if it's right there, of course, I'll just go grab a cookie or some chips or whatever because it's right next to me. So definitely try that. The next tip is to drink something either really warm or really cold, which I know sounds funny, but I swear both of these really just satisfy you in an interesting way. Like room temperature water drinks doesn't really do anything for me. I like it when I'm thirsty, it keeps me more hydrated, but whenever I really feel like mindless snacking and I know I'm not hungry and I just need to kind of like occupy myself, I'll literally make like a dandelion latte, which I'll link below. I've shared. I'll make sometimes like an herbal tea, sometimes a regular tea, or if it's like summer and I want something cold, I mean, this iced latte is really doing it for me right now. If you don't want to have caffeine, you could do like a sparkling water. Sparkling water with lemon and lime is amazing. Also, what you could do is take like, this is one trick I love that I don't know if I've shared in a video. Get an organic hibiscus tea. So hibiscus tea is an herbal tea and it's actually like fruity flavored, but no sugar. This is just the natural taste of it. You put that into a sparkling water with a little lemon lime, it's amazing. You could even splash a little bit of juice into it and just have that extra flavor. But I'm telling you, sipping something either really cold or really warm will really help. It just kind of depends on what your vibe is. Sometimes I'm in like I need a cozy drink with cinnamon while I work on my laptop. And sometimes I'm just in like, I want a cold, refreshing drink to make me feel like healthy. Literally, I've got one of two moods. And the last one is to really differentiate between either physical hunger or emotional hunger. So a lot of people go through emotional eating where, when you're anxious or stressed or lonely, you end up eating because it feels comforting to you. We definitely associate food with comfort. So if you find yourself overeating a lot, or you find that you really like put on a lot of extra weight during this time at home, I really want you to like journal when you actually go to eat. Whenever you go to get something out, whether it's in your notes in your phone or an actual journal, whatever works for you, like think, are you hungry? Did something just kind of make you mad? Did something make you sad? Are you feeling lonely? And really like watch this pattern. It will really like show you what's causing you to do that. I also think it's really normal to feel a little bit extra lonely or anxious right now because we aren't able to socialize and we're kind of home alone. So if that's the case, even like getting to the root of the problem, which I'm huge on because I think too many times we try to cover things with a Band-Aid. So if that's the case, Zooming with your friends, even trying that, maybe instead of grabbing a snack, like FaceTiming a friend for 10 minutes or, joining an online community, just finding creative ways to kind of get through this weird time if that is the case. So definitely differentiate between physical and emotional hunger. So those are my 11 tips on how to prevent weight gain during quarantine or during working from home. I think we all have to adjust to this new normal and make sure that we're at a healthy weight. It's not about being too skinny and it's not about being overweight. It's just being at your healthy weight that works for you and really what's best for your body. So always listen to yourself. I hope this was helpful and you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments and definitely check out my TikTok. I've actually been posting a lot of videos on there where I'm doing really short, fast tips, and that's new, but I think you'll really enjoy that content if you want like 15, 30-second videos. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.